Greetings from, where are we? We're in Miami, Florida. We have been to probably too many places in the last 3 weeks since we saw you guys. So we are here in not so sunny Miami, Florida, because they're getting a little bit of rain because of tropical depression, Fred, I think. So we're getting a little bit of rain here, but no problem because we're just here kind of resting up and getting ready for what's next. But we've missed you guys. We did run into a lot of subscribers while we were traveling the last few weeks.
Even on the cruise.
Yeah, that was so weird. On the cruise, we ran into we thought we'd run into maybe cruise subscribers, but we ran into a lot of Grounded Life Travel subscribers. So that was awesome.
Great. Yeah. So we're excited to be here today and bring you some quick news while everyone's filing in here about Amtrak. And one of the coolest things that's happened this week, I'm pretty excited about, even though we already did this offer, which is if you haven't seen yet, and this is not an affiliate, we don't get paid for this, there's not even a link, just go do it. Amtrak's new credit card offer, it's normally the highest ever they'll give you is 20,000 points for signing up. Right now they're doing 50,000 points for sign up. That's incredible.
That's crazy.
Because you can get 2 free roomette trips with that, basically, for $79 a year. So if you wonder how we do traveling around like that a lot and get free trips, one of them is because we do sign up for the card and we get a lot of bonus points. And our points get accumulated and we travel for free a lot. So if you want to get in on that, this is probably the ideal time. We did it ourselves. We only got 20,000. Now they're offering 50,000. So that is an incredible deal.
Yeah.
Another bit of news that just happened is they have announced the CoStar Light is back. The full route. So
whoa, that is super exciting.
Seattle to Los Angeles is coming back.
No more bus?
August 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah. So
very cool.
This is also cool. If you've never, if you're one of those people that's kind of new and you've logged on and you the roomettes are always like $1,300 or $1,500, go log on right now and look at the CoStar Light from Seattle to Los Angeles from August 23rd or August 24th. It's only $590 because no one has signed up for it because it's been blocked off for months. So it will show you that if you're one of the first people to book a route, it will be really, really cheap. So yeah, everybody, if you want to go on the CoStar Light and you wanted to go this summer, today is the day to go book the CoStar Light because it is back and going to be great. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's see, what have we been up to? So the last time we talked, we were in Orlando and getting ready to hop on our first cruise since the beginning of 2020. Oh, we just got to take a quick break here because our daughter Alexa just hopped on. So everybody said hi to Alexa. She says hey to us. So we're excited to see Alexa. Hi, Alexa. Mom and Dad love you. But let's see. So last time we were on live, we were in Orlando and hopping on the Carnival Mardi Gras inaugural cruise. And oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Yeah, that was great.
We had a blast. And while we were on there, we weren't sure what to do the next week because we had some complications with what we had scheduled the following week and had to cancel those travel plans. So while we were on the Mardi Gras, we found a really good deal for another cruise. And so we decided to go on that one too.
Yeah.
So we got off and then we got back on another ship. So we did back-to-back cruises. And we're here now kind of, recouping. We got to do our laundry, yay for laundry, in the hotel. And what else? And so now what are we doing? Do we want to tell them yet? What are we doing tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going on a cruise tomorrow.
We're going on another cruise. We thought we'd get it all out of our system. And for those of you who are huge cruise lovers, we do have a separate channel that's just for all of the cruise content. We will put some of it on here to share, but we're going to be sharing most of our cruise content over there so that we can, keep all travel in general over here as usual.
And then we're getting back on Amtrak and heading up to Orlando, and we have booked several more Amtrak trips. We're doing the Silver Meteor. We're going to do the Crescent. And then I think we're doing the
Silver
Silver
Star
Star
again.
again. So yeah, a lot of East Coast Amtrak trips is coming up for us.
Yeah,
So
hanging out on the East Coast for a little bit.
that is really cool. We have a couple of questions coming in, and hi to everybody. People are taking, Dion's taking his first Amtrak trip because of us. That's
yay,
great.
Dion!
We heard that a lot this year, and really excited every time someone meets us and tells us about what they're doing. So
Yeah.
And Ginger's taking her first trip from Seattle to Reno. That's gonna be
Fun.
That's gonna be a really good one. Douglas is asking, will the Coast Starlight ever be extended to Vancouver, British Columbia? That's a good question. It's one that we hope will happen soon. No word though. Right now, we're just happy it's extended all the way to Seattle again.
Yes,
because it's been gone for quite some time. So.
Yeah, and Canada did just open up today officially, so maybe that's in the works before too long. We'll see.
Okay, Melinda wants to know if Amtrak is still cashless.
Yes,
it is still cashless, although you can tip in cash.
Yes.
Because there are people and they are not cashless.
I guess you could Venmo them.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. People always ask, can you still tip in cash? Yeah, they'll take it. Marvin, really good question, and I have a great answer for you, is asking, hello from Milwaukee, what's your preferred hotel in Washington, D.C.? We just booked, we're going to D.C. with my parents, actually, on Amtrak.
Yes.
So we booked the best and closest hotel to Union Station. The closest hotel to Union Station is the Phoenix Park Hotel. You can look it up. We stayed there about a month ago when we were in DC. It's really cool. And another great thing that we got, because we booked it through hotels.com, they gave us some preferred thing or some bonus thing. They gave us late checkout till 2, which was great because
it was so nice.
Our train didn't leave until like 6
in the evening.
And that was great. So stay there, definitely Phoenix Park Hotel.
Yeah.
Josh, thank you. For
Hey,
the
Josh.
super chat. That's great. I really appreciate that.
Let's see. So you must be the Avila Liberty to replace the Acela.
Yes. We
We will
would
most
ride.
definitely ride
We
it.
will definitely be riding.
Yes.
But we don't know. We don't have any inside information. Maybe
Yet.
though, I know who would know, and that's Maurice. So if he jumps on here, we'll ask him that question because he is a conductor in that part of the country. And if he jumps on here, we'll ask him that because he would know. And actually, next week's video is going to be a day in Boston with Maurice, walking around, all the inside
Getting ready,
information on
We had a
Amtrak.
great time with Maurice.
Yeah,
So you guys will definitely want to watch Friday's video. Don't miss it.
So if he jumps on here, we'll answer. Sorry, I don't have more of an answer for your question though, but we will jump on and find that out. Amtrak vacation routes are not listed on the Amtrak app for booking, or am I missing something? Ask Chrissy. No, you're not missing anything. I think Amtrak vacations is kind of a separate thing. So that's kind of like you can't book the actual vacations through the app. We do vacations through the app, but it's like self-made vacations, which is kind of the same thing. But you have to go through AmtrakVacations.com, I think, to get that.
Right. Yes, it's separate.
And thank you again for the super chat. My eyes are failing me, but the Hero fans. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. Would you take the train over driving, says Arlo. Yes.
Yes.
Every day of the week.
Yes.
Yes.
For
every
sure.
Single day.
Yes.
Why? She always drives, so I'll let her answer why.
Yes,
we
would. I did. I'll tell you what, this is a good comparison. So when we moved our daughter, when I moved our daughter from Tennessee to LA, she and I drove across the country in her car from Cleveland, Tennessee to North Hollywood, California. So did the driving part. Of course, we've done that part many times. Then I flew from LA to the other side of the country to New York to meet up with Rob again. So I did that as well. And I've also done several of the cross-country train trips. So I can compare the flying, the driving, and the train. Hands down, favorite was definitely the Amtrak train. I would take it every single time if I could.
Yeah. Daniel, thank you so much for this.
Thank
super
you,
chat.
Daniel.
That's awesome. We really appreciate it. It really does help us out.
Yeah, I'm glad you did catch us live.
Let me see what Daniel has to say here. So happy I finally catch you live. I watch your videos often. I'm on the Acela now from Washington, D.C. to New York. Wow, I took my first round trip New York to Tampa. Roomettes, old train, and new train. Your suggestions helped tremendously.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that is interesting. He talked about the old train and the new train. We were just on the Silver Meteor, and in the same train, that's a Viewliner. So there was a Viewliner 1 and a Viewliner 2. And they gave us a Viewliner 1, which was an older car. It was really old. Like, you could see it was like a different color than the rest of the train.
When it pulled up, it was like, ooh.
And I was like, that's the one we're on. That's definitely a 1. Because the Viewliner 1s are like, I don't know if they're dirty. They're just old. They look old. And then there's a Viewliner 2 right next to it. And it was like brand new looking, like shiny
There's a
silver.
huge difference between the two.
It looks like one had been washed and one not. And so I was like, we're not in that one. But then we got on, and he was like, hey, the Viewliner 1 isn't clean yet. I'm going to move you over to the 2. We were like, yes. Because we really
were like,
wanted
all
to be in
right.
the 2.
So we do prefer the Viewliner 2, of course.
Yeah, so the Viewliner 2 it's really nice.
Yes.
Let's see. Gian asks, any suggestion on traveling in the Coast Starlight up and back if I am based in Sacramento? Yeah.
Sacramento.
Yeah, you could go all the way up and back, but you're gonna miss the coast part, unfortunately.
Yes.
So,
The prettiest part is
by
leaving
LA.
LA,
Yeah. So
going north.
I mean, the mountains are pretty up north too, but I would probably come down and then go back up.
Yes.
If I could.
That's,
Douglas, do you prefer the Viewliner 1 or the 2? Definitely the 2.
the 2.
Definitely the 2. Now on the Superliner, there really isn't much difference. We actually prefer the 1. But there isn't much difference.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to go past Mobile, Alabama to Florida on the Sunset Limited? I really hope so.
Yes, and there are, in some of the new maps and routes that they're putting in, there are some, they are looking at doing that. So hopefully that will be the case.
Someone's asking where we are right now. We are in Miami.
Oh, we're in Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
Waiting on our next cruise, which is tomorrow. We'll be boarding the next ship.
Mark is asking, on the Superliner and in a wheelchair, can I move between cars? So that would be pretty difficult on a Superliner, almost impossible.
The hallways are quite narrow.
And if you're in the wheelchair is going to be on the bottom
Downstairs.
level, and so you wouldn't be able to get to the top. And in the bottom level, you can't go through. You have to go through on the top level.
Right. Yes, you can't go all the way through. You have to go up above.
Because the accessible room is on the end, one end of the car, and the family bedroom is on the other end of the car. So you would not be able to go.
Yes.
Let's see. Couple people, Catherine, commenting they love the Phoenix Park Hotel. Yeah, that is.
It is. We really liked it. It's like an old hotel, but they've redone it, and it just looks really cool.
Yeah. Ginger is taking her first trip from, we already did that one. Seattle to Reno. I'm bouncing all around here because the questions are coming in quick. Let's see. Someone wants to know which ship we're going on tomorrow.
Oh, ship we're going on tomorrow is the MSC Meraviglia. I'm sure that I pronounced that wrong. I'm even taking more Italian right now, but I think it's like the Italian word for marvelous. But we're going to be on MSC, which is actually our first time on MSC.
Yeah.
We've done we've done like NCL and Royal Caribbean and Carnival, but we've never done MSC, so we are excited. But what's funny is we ran into that same ship when we were in Nassau on the Carnival Magic. The MSC ship was right across from us in the same docked in the same place. So that was cool. We got to at least see it.
So Clifton is asking, I am concerned about COVID resurgence. Would you remind us how Amtrak was affected in 2020 because of COVID and what is happening right now?
Okay, so in 2020, what they did is they dropped their capacity, so they weren't filling up the trains back then, and they were making it so if you had an empty seat next to you, they would keep that empty, which is why they dropped the capacity, so you wouldn't have, a stranger sitting next to you. So, and then masks are federally mandated because they are subsidized by the government. That is still in place. They are federally mandated and they are very strict about that, specifically if you're in coach or moving around the train. But if you are in a roomette or in a sleeper accommodation, you can take your mask off when you're in your room if you feel comfortable doing that. Sometimes people don't, and that's okay too. But they are at full capacity now, and you can have a stranger next to you unless you purchase 2 seats. You do have the possibility, if you're in coach, of having someone you don't know next to you.
Yeah. Got a question through here on what's the best way to track good deals on Amtrak? And there really isn't a great way to track that. Basically, if there's no sale going on, the best deal is just book early. If there is a sale going on, you will want to get the sale, but you never know when they're going to pop up. So in order to find out when a sale comes, you want to be signed up for the Amtrak guest rewards, right? Because that's when they do a sale, they're going to email you immediately, and that's how you do it. Now, there are some ongoing sales, like if you are, like a teacher, or if you're a student, or maybe a grandparent, they have special sales. So we have a link on our website, groundedlifetravel.com, where you can read all of the ongoing sales that they have, and it'll take you right to them on there. But definitely sign up for guest rewards.
Yes, because you do get those emails often, so it's really nice to get kind of advance notice on sales and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's see, Douglas wants to know, which state was your favorite?
Oh, of all the 50 states? Oh boy, that's a really tough question. But I tell you what, I really enjoyed Maine. I was really surprised. Now, I probably don't want to go there in the wintertime. I went in the middle of summer and it was absolutely gorgeous. So maybe I'll say Maine. Let's go with that.
Wow.
Was that surprising to you?
That was surprising. Maine is great, though.
Because he knows I like the western states.
Yeah.
But Maine was really beautiful. I was totally shocked. I was in awe.
Okay, Jerry Ann is asking, we're so excited for the Empire Builder trip, Chicago to Spokane. Air conditioning, do we need a sweatshirt or a sweater? How does that all work?
I always bring a sweatshirt with me because I always get very cold. Rob does not require extra, but I do, because I do get cold. You can adjust the air in your room a little bit. If you've ever watched the room tour videos that we have, we do tell you there is a little knob in there that says cooler or warmer, or sometimes other types of switches, but just know that those aren't going to make an enormous difference. You're not going to go from meat locker to, sauna. It's just going to be a small difference that you're making.
Yeah, exactly. Maurice is saying, glad to hear the Phoenix is okay. We are staying there this weekend. Wow. Yeah,
awesome.
Phoenix was great.
Yeah, you'll like it. The staff there was lovely too.
Yeah, and if you're going to go see the sights, tell them about the circulator right outside there.
It's literally right outside your door. It's the perfect spot. You walk right out, and if you walk straight out the front, you're going to go to the right, and around that little kind of island across from it, you're going to see the circulator bus. It's got the circulator written on the side of it. I think they're red, right? Yes.
Yeah, they're red.
Just hop right on, and it'll take you up and around all the different sites in the mall, and you can hop off wherever you want, wait for it in the same spot, hop back on. It's free. It's fabulous.
Mia is saying she got a great price from Denver to Emeryville on Halloween. Maybe because people were going to be doing something else, but she got a really great price. Are the new locomotives on the Zephyr? So the locomotive was on the Zephyr when we rode it, the brand new one, but it wasn't driving. It was just being transported. And so they were taking it to Delaware, I think, and they were going to be doing some more modifications to it.
Yeah, doing some more painting, and they were going to also be, I think, doing like some final electrical adjustments and things like that. checking it out, I guess.
So we don't know really which trains the new locomotives are going to be on. We've only seen the one in traveling
That we
all
were
summer.
transporting.
And yeah, so it's kind of hit or miss if we find it. I doubt it will be on the Zephyr, but it could be.
It could be.
You never know. So Backdays is saying, so worth it to pay for a roomette. Talk about that for a minute.
Yes.
Roomette versus coach. It depends on your situation,
It does.
your budget, and where you're going.
It also depends on how long you're traveling. Coach is perfectly fine if you're not doing an overnight. We have found personally, this is obviously personal choice and also a financial choice, but we have found it to be a little bit more challenging to stay more than one night, sleep more than one night while in coach. So when we've done the cross-country trips, we've always done the roomette, completely worth it. It's nice to have that privacy and kind of that quiet, being able to close that door and, you know, put your pajamas on to sleep without having to sleep out in front of everybody, and the noise of everybody shuffling around and getting on and off the train. If you're doing a shorter ride, you know, 8 hours or less, then that's perfectly fine. Yes, they do. Somebody asked about cleaning seats and rooms. That the rooms are cleaned by the attendants in between, which is why we were saying our attendant had us move to a different room because they hadn't had a chance to clean the room yet. So that is being done in between. As far as the seats are concerned, the seats in coach are not being cleaned in between people. So just bring your own wipes and wipe stuff down. You know, sometimes the seats are cloth, sometimes they're that kind of, not really leather, I don't know what you call that, pleather, but sometimes, you know, so you'll need to wipe that down if that's of concern to you, because that's not being done in between people sitting in seats in coach.
Yeah, so Vance has a good question here.
Okay.
So you took the Downeaster to Maine, but all you said in the video was we took the train. Is that because the less said about that Downeaster, the better?
Oh, no.
I don't think so. We actually, there is a Downeaster separate video coming out.
Yes.
So I think was more the reason. What was that there was a separate video. But the Downeaster was actually really good, and we actually rode business class. It just wasn't super like scenic.
Right.
So it was hard to like, you don't want to put like
it looked more like you were driving down the interstate, so you're seeing a lot of trees. So you're not really seeing a lot of the quaintness of the states that you're, you know, riding through. Whereas in other routes, you see, you know, like the small cities and stuff like that. It's just a lot cooler, you know, kind of Americana as you go by. But the Downeaster was a lot of trees.
There was some good water though when you got closer to Maine.
That's true. Yes, you're right.
Judith Hudson, thank you so much.
Judith,
for the super
thank you,
chat.
Judith.
That's great. She says, love your videos. What camera equipment do you use to capture your trips on the train? So we use a GoPro 9 GoPro Hero 9 Black. We each have one. And so we use hers when we're like talking, and on mine we have a little like suction cup mount, and we suction it to the window. And if we see something cool outside, then I record it.
You usually see it in the background of videos of like bedroom tours, or if we're in our roomette talking or something, you usually see it on the window somewhere behind us, videotaping something fun going by.
Yeah. A couple questions coming in here about booking cheaper, and definitely the further in the future you book, the cheaper it will be, because the way Amtrak works is when they open up a new route, the first people to book that route are going to get the cheaper price. As the train fills up, the price gets more expensive. So if you're the last person booking a ticket, you're going to be the most expensive person on the train. So definitely, when you know you're going to go as far out as advance as you can, you want to book that ticket, because that's just going to always be the cheapest, except if there's a sale. So if there's a sale, it's going to be cheaper, but you never know when that's going to happen. So
it's always a surprise.
That is the really kind of vexing part of the whole thing. It's just we've done it where we booked it and thought, well, we better lock it in, and then a week later there was a sale.
Yeah.
So
We're
that just
they bested us again.
that just happens. Yeah. Getting a lot of questions here about cleaning. How clean is the? Have you found the Amtrak? Would you bring your own wipes? What do we normally do with that?
Yeah, and I do. We always travel with our wipes anyways. Even before the last couple of years, we've always traveled with wipes and just hand sanitizer and things like that. Cleanliness is somewhat arbitrary because everyone has kind of like someone like me, my level of cleanliness, I would want it to be a lot higher maybe than some people. That doesn't make it better or worse. It just is that person's tolerance as far as cleanliness. But I feel like, that's pretty, I don't find them to be like gross or anything. Just bring your wipes, and this isn't like you're at home, so that's not going to be clean like some people would expect. So just kind of know that in advance that it's going to be a little bit different than what you might expect, because each person is expecting something a little bit different, if that makes sense.
And Jerry Ann is asking about Empire Builder videos going from Seattle to Chicago. That's the way we did it.
Yes.
But it was a year ago, and there is actually an Empire Builder video on our channel, and also our 14-day trip video. That was a part of that. So you'd have to scroll back like almost
or just type it into the search bar. Click that little what is that, magnifying lens looking thing,
you can do that.
and type it into the search bar. Put and search in our videos on our channel, and you'll find it there. It's either type in Empire Builder and you'll run into the one we did from Seattle.
Yeah, we've only been on Empire Builder once, and that was the time from Seattle to Chicago. So James wants to know if we are retired or if we have day jobs. We are not retired, but our day jobs we can do online. So we travel around. And
we travel full time, and since we became empty nesters.
Yeah, definitely not retired though. It feels like we're working more than we ever have. So it just appears that we are
like
not
we're having
working.
too much fun.
So QD Cody wants to, I just recently begun watching your videos. I'm sure you've already answered this. How frequently do you travel Amtrak versus other forms of travel throughout the year? That's a good question. So it depends on what we're doing. So if we're just touring around the United States, we generally don't fly because we have time and we can be anywhere. So we generally just take the train.
Right.
We do like to cruise, which we just started doing, but we haven't been able to do that. Yeah, we generally try to avoid flying in the United States. But if we're going overseas, we'll definitely fly. Our preferred method is probably Amtrak. Then if you don't really take a cruise to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But we really like doing that. And then flying, if it's just going to be like, we got to go from New York to LA and we want to not spend 8 days on the train, we'll do that. But generally, if it's like this week, we're going from, maybe Orlando to Washington, D.C., we'll just take the train rather than fly.
Yeah.
So Michelle is asking, is a roomette big enough for a regular suitcase and carry-on?
It depends on if you're in a Superliner or a Viewliner. In a Viewliner, 100% you would have plenty of space because there is a luggage rack above the top bunk. So that's easy to store your big bag up there and your carry-on underneath one of the seats. But if you are in a Superliner, it's going to be really challenging. But they do have luggage racks downstairs where you first walk in. We usually we vacillate, I guess, back and forth between keeping our bags with us or not. Just depends on how far we're going. If we're going farther, we'll just keep our bags with us and just put them in the luggage rack downstairs. If we're on a Superliner, we haven't had any issues with that as far as theft or anything like that, because the only people that are going to be down there are people that are in your sleeper car, and usually their bags are down there too. So not generally going to be an issue as far as that's concerned. And then you'll have room in your Superliner roomette for your luggage underneath the seats. So hopefully that makes sense.
Tyler, let me know where you're starting from. He wants to know what weekend trip would be great. Where are you starting from the country? And we will definitely recommend a trip for you. Shaving, yes, you can definitely shave. I have done it. in the bathroom
And
down
he
the hall.
did not cut his neck off.
Yeah, but a tip for that is obviously do it during like a longer break, like a station
When they're doing
stop.
like a crew change.
Yeah, because if they're going like, if the train's going like this, that could be bad.
It could land you in the hospital.
Okay, so Tyler's going from New Orleans. Ooh,
Oh.
that is a great place. So you
Ooh,
could
very
go
nice.
one of three directions. You could go on the Crescent up to Atlanta. That'd be a great weekend trip.
Mm-hmm.
You could go on the Sunset Limited to the west, or you could go north on the City of New Orleans train. Probably the quickest like big city you can get to is Atlanta on the Crescent. But you've got three good choices from New Orleans. Great place to ride Amtrak from. Actually, from Atlanta, you have to go to New Orleans to really do anything. So
Yeah,
New Orleans is really
it's a great spot. Yeah, that's perfect for you.
Yeah. When borders in other countries open up, we'll be taking trains in other countries.
Yes.
Yes, we would like to.
We already have a list going.
Yeah. So that is a big
Definitely.
thing. One of the things that we actually talked about was how far we could get around the world without driving or flying. So just connecting like cruises and trains.
And trains.
So we'll see.
Actually staying on the ground.
I think we could get all the way to Asia, but it would take like 45 days. So I'm not sure.
I don't know if I'm up for that.
Yeah, we haven't really quite thought that all the way through. Yeah. Paul was asking if we went on the Mardi Gras. Yeah, we did.
We did, yes.
July 31st, and we really liked it. Give your impressions.
Yes. Absolutely loved it. It is a massive ship. Let me tell you right now, if you have a step tracker, that thing is going to go off the rails. We got our steps every single day before we even got to the gym. So that was awesome because you're going to do a lot of walking. I guess we were towards the front of the ship, weren't we? Yes.
Yeah.
Our room was towards the front, but still, it didn't matter if you were midship. You were still going to walk a lot. It's an enormous ship. There's so much to offer there. It was a really fun cruise, and the staff on there was over the top incredible. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah. So Michelle was asking, does it really take 3 days from New York to Los Angeles? It does. It
Yes.
actually takes more, probably,
More,
because you've
'cause
got to
you
go
get
to
down.
Chicago and then switch trains in Chicago.
Yeah.
So you have to do an overnight
Almost
to get
4,
to Chicago,
yeah.
and then 2 overnights to get from Chicago to LA. So that's at least 3 overnights, depending on your switch. Yeah, we just did about as long of a trip as you can take. We went from Hollywood, California to Orlando, Florida, and it took us 9 days. But we got off for a couple days. So there's gonna be a video coming out on that if you're
Yes.
interested in seeing someone on a train for 9 days.
We promise it's not going to be boring.
What happened at the end? Harold saying we're in East Texas. Texas Eagles close to us. Want to go on the California Zephyr. Any comments? So you're in East Texas.
East Texas.
And the Texas Eagles close. Yeah. It might be worth taking the Texas Eagle up to Chicago and then doing the Zephyr and then just coming back across on the Texas Eagle. You would have to do like a whole round trip thing if you don't want to fly, but yeah, I would definitely do that.
Yeah, you could do that.
That would be a great trip.
Yeah.
Wondering if we're crazy for booking a long trip. This is from DEK. For our first train trip, New York City, Lakeshore to Chicago, Southwest Chief to Albuquerque, back to Grand Junction to Chicago, California Zephyr, and then back to New York City. That is a long trip. No, but I don't think you're
That's
crazy.
a long trip. That sounds like fun, though. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll come with you.
We just did one that was about like
Yeah,
that.
about like that. So
And,
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, you just kind of jumped right in, right? So our first trip was we did Atlanta to New Orleans and then New Orleans to Tucson. And we did that all in coach. And yeah, it was great because your first one, you know, it's like everything's new and you won't have explored everything by the time you get done. So you kind of need, you don't want to do like 5 hours for your first trip. 'Cause you won't learn anything.
You don't really get the full feel of it.
You won't know. And
Yeah, so this will give you a very good. By the end, by the time you get on the California Zephyr or off the California Zephyr, you're going to be a pro.
Vigo is asking, does the Amtrak Superliner have Wi-Fi?
It does not.
Some of them do. Most don't, though.
Correct. Basically, we've tested it, and even if you're using the Wi-Fi on the train, you're better off using your cell service because they're just pulling their Wi-Fi from the nearby cell towers. So when there's no service on your cell phone, there's also no Wi-Fi on the train. So just kind of know that it's not like it's just going to be there the whole time. Like if you're sitting in a cafe, you are on a moving vehicle. So it's going to change depending on where you are in the country.
Exactly. Viking Sniper, any updates on which long distance trains have the new Viewliner rooms and dining, or is it just the Silver Meteor? So, yeah, we've been on the Viewliner 2, is I think what you're referring to. We've been on that only on the Silver Meteor. But I think they're on the Silver Star.
They are,
Someone has been on that. But the thing is, neither of those have the new dining.
Correct.
So all of the Viewliner ones that we know of have the flexible dining still. The traditional dining is only on the long distance Superliners.
On the cross country trains.
Right now. So
and Coast Starlight.
Yeah, and the Coast Starlight. New York City to Miami, how many hours? Ooh, it's one overnight. So I'm gonna guess 24 hours. Yeah, about 24 hours, I would say. I have never been on the Texas Eagle before. Any comment? So the Texas Eagle it's a really nice train because it does have an observation car.
Yes, it's nice.
And depending on which way you're going, you're going to get traditional dining on that car. So
yes, not on all of them. Not on all of the Texas
Eagle. Not
Eagle
going east
trips.
generally to Chicago, but going west you will. So Texas Eagle, I really do like that. Someone's asking if you have any ideas for cheap fares for solo cruisers. That single supplement is killing them.
I know.
Yeah.
It's really a bummer. I know it.
And then another
That is a
person's
tough
asking
one.
about restaurant reviews on the Mardi Gras, so they're just saying that they liked your reviews.
Oh, yeah. We had a good time. There was a lot to review on that. That was just the new ones. There's so many more restaurants on there. Those were just the new restaurants, yeah.
Yeah. The Mardi Gras was definitely, we went on an older ship right after it, and definitely you could
Big
tell.
difference.
Yeah, you could tell
We
a
were like,
our YouTube cruise channel is just Grounded Life Cruises, so hopefully later we'll put a link in here. But if you just search Grounded Life Cruises,
it should be in the description right now.
might be in the description, yeah. But if you search Grounded Life Cruises, you'll find it too. Weekend trip from Michigan. Yes, that's where I'm from, by the way. You gotta go Chicago, I would think. Yeah, they all go to Chicago, and
So you can go anywhere from there, and it's a pretty quick trip.
from Chicago you go anywhere. So if you want to go to Milwaukee, go to Chicago and then go up to Milwaukee. That's probably your best choices there.
For a quick
From Michigan. Marie says 30 hours on the Silver Meteor. Ooh, I was off by 6.
Close.
Police inspections, yeah, you will have. There are police that, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a free-for-all. It's not. There are marshals on board. There are random checks that they do at just random stations, sometimes ones that you already know about, sometimes not. Police will board with their dogs and check it out. There's also police at the stations, and they may have their sniffing dogs with them as well. So there is, it may not look like it because they're not always in uniform, but there's definitely a security presence on the trains and in the stations, whether it looks like it or not. Just know that it's there.
Thank you, Cutie Cody, for the super chat. We do really appreciate that.
Awesome, thank you.
And your question is really interesting. So I want to know how far you want to go on this trip, but are there any trips from Dallas? Because I know of a great place where you can go stargazing.
You got Rob pretty excited with this question.
If you just go to the west on either the Texas Eagle or on the Texas Eagle, you'll end up in Arizona, which is where we did the best stargazing of our life. Just get out in Arizona. right now, there's a place called Two Guns and Twin Arrows. If you look that up for stargazing, amazing place. It's shocking.
Absolutely incredible. It's
Shockingly
absolutely incredible.
good.
We actually did some videos when we did our Route 66 trip. It's on Route 66. Two Guns, Twin Arrows on Route 66. We did videos on that. Search for those on the channel so you can see what those are like. But absolutely incredible. I, as you can tell, am quite chatty. I was completely rendered speechless when I got out and saw the Milky Way in all of its glory, like right in my face when I got out of the car. It was insane. So definitely check that out if you can make it there.
Yeah, it's probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen is the Milky Way. It was like out of a movie.
Yes.
And right there.
Absolutely incredible.
So take the Texas Eagle to Arizona and you will find it, hopefully.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's see, James is asking, do you know how long tier status for guest rewards lasts once the points are applied and you level up? That's a good question. I think it's a year.
It does, yes.
But I haven't checked because I haven't leveled up yet, which is really annoying me because I check like all the time and I'm still the base.
He is always updating his.
Yeah, because we put all our stuff on hers and she's like the highest level. And I'm like, I have to get some points somehow eventually.
But he does benefit from me having that status, so it doesn't really matter because we're traveling together anyways.
Yeah,
so
that's true. But I want
he wants to have
app.
that status in his app.
Yeah, so I don't know. You'll have to ask her when it runs out.
It is a year.
My base status never runs out though.
And on your when you get your monthly report, it does tell you how long you have that status for. It will show it on that little. I don't know if you've gotten one of those reports yet, but it sends you a monthly report of your points and tier and all that kind of stuff. And if you have any new coupons you've earned, and it will also tell you when your status runs out. And also, don't forget to use those coupons. I use those babies as fast as they put them into my account. I'm like, use this companion pass. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so someone's asking here about a meet and greet after COVID. Yeah, we would love to do that.
Yes, we were actually just talking about that this afternoon.
Talking about that. And we've met probably 30 subscribers just like in stations, just randomly. But we were saying we should say where we're going to be and have a meet and greet. Yeah. So the only thing we couldn't figure out is where to do it. So if you have suggestions on where you'd want to do a meet and greet, leave a comment on the video or something.
It obviously has to be somewhere we can get to by Amtrak.
Yeah, we don't want to fly to a meet and greet, so yeah, that's a good one. How long will a trip up to Illinois from East Texas to West Coast and a loop thing take about next year? Let me see. So from East Texas to Chicago, you could do that in one night, and then to the West Coast would be 2 nights. And then back to Texas would be 1 more night. So it'd be like 4 nights on the train, but you'd probably want to spend a couple nights in a hotel, maybe in Chicago or LA. So
maybe just to throw a little sightseeing in there. We do that all the time.
Yeah. Let's see. When do you like all sleeper car trains will be new? I think you're asking when all the sleeper car trains will be newer. When do you think? All sleeper car trains will be new. I think it's going to be a while because there's so many old ones, but they are trying to add more new ones all the time. But
yeah, we are seeing more and more new cars on, so that's good. And we're seeing also the updated coach cars as well, where they're not newer cars, but they are updating the seats, so they're recovering them with a new updated fabric, I guess you would call it. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah. So some of them, they're just
upholstering.
Some of them are getting like the Viewliner 2s, but some of them are just kind of re-engineering what they already had.
Right.
Inami is correct here about the Texas Eagle. Observation car is only west of Dallas, not east of Dallas. It's like a
that's right. Yep.
It's like a whole separate train because we were on that one. That's the one we haven't put that video out yet either, where it was like hurricane, thunderstorm.
Yes. We actually had to stop the train because there was a tornado warning ahead of us. Yes, that's another video we have coming up. Guys, we have so many great videos coming up for you. keep watching every Friday because we got lots of cool stuff. But yeah, we made it.
Let's see. Sue is asking, just pick New York City for November. Benson, Arizona is home base. Let's see. They're doing this loop. Anything close to the San Antonio stop while Sunset Limited and Texas Eagle hook up will have 1.5 to 4 hours to kill. That's a good question. I don't know because let's see, which way are you going? Or you're going the opposite way. So when we did that, we went to the west and then we got there in the middle of the night.
Right.
So it was like, and we were probably late, I think. So it was like 2 in the morning. And so we didn't get out at all. So we didn't walk around. So maybe someone else can chime in on what is right around the San Antonio station.
I don't know.
We aren't quite sure.
We were likely asleep, or at least I'm sure I was.
Yeah. Cutie Cody says, yes, 2 guns, twin arrows.
Yep.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you know.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely go there. Could you please do an in-depth video of the Chicago station going through it next year? I'm a little nervous. Yeah, I think that is on our list to do, Chicago. But Chicago is a great station. Give them a little insight into Chicago, what to expect when they get there.
Yep, and that is actually probably one of the best stations. That one and Moynihan train station are probably the 2 best for newbies on the train because they are super user-friendly. Ton of staff around, lots of different trains going in and out, so it's very easy to to get around and to find stuff. And they have food available, like food courts, and they have great metropolitan lounges, so those are both great. So I think those 2 are best stations. So if you're going through Chicago, don't be nervous. It's actually you'll enjoy it. It's a beautiful old station. That's obviously been remodeled in some areas, but it's a gorgeous station. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, so John Allen here is asking, Amtrak be going back to the true dining instead of microwave meals? So they are back.
It's already back.
In the West Coast, just not on the East Coast. And they will be going back on the East Coast eventually.
And we know the staff has been telling Amtrak that they want it back on the East Coast too, because we were talking to the staff in the Metropolitan Lounge in DC, and they were like, "Oh, believe me, we're championing too. We want the traditional dining back on the East Coast, just like the West Coast routes." So they're definitely for it, just like we are. So hopefully, it's gonna be soon.
Let's see. Rocket Shift Gaming is saying, "Are coach seats good for 2 days of travel? Trying to save money." So coach seats are done a little differently than maybe like in Europe. So you just are going to book from one place to another. So however long that ticket is, that's how long it'll be good for. So if you book from Seattle to LA, it's going to be 2 days of travel, but you don't just hop on and then hop off. You have to go where the ticket says and book as far as the ticket says. So yeah, Anthony's suggesting a meetup in Washington, D.C. We could all stay at that Phoenix Park
That's
hotel.
right. That is one of the places that we frequent. I think several people also voted for Chicago. That would be a good one too. So yeah, those are both good ones. D.C. and Chicago are both good options.
We'll have to take that into account. And
we'll start looking around.
A couple people are asking about trips into Canada. We have never taken Amtrak into Canada.
Not yet.
Never done it. You can be done, just not now.
Not yet.
But it can be done.
But we're keeping our eyes peeled because we would like to go see Niagara Falls, but see both sides. So we're waiting. We were going to do it when we were up in the Northeast when we were doing the 50 states, but we decided to postpone it until we could do both sides to enjoy both sides of it.
Yeah, Joan is saying Chicago makes the most sense because it is a hub. Yeah, that's true.
Oh yes, because the most trains come through there. Absolutely.
Maurice is asking, have you ever taken the San Joaquin's train? And the answer is no.
No. But
she wishes we had, probably, because we went to Yosemite, but we drove in a camper van. How did you like that experience?
It was, well, if you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of heights, and so driving on some of the roads, if you've been to Yosemite, you know what that's like. It's like, I call it cliff driving, like cliff diving. That's basically what it felt like just drop-offs, on both sides, and you're like, I'm just gonna die out here. One big wind gust is gonna blow this van right off. But we made it. But I would have preferred riding the San Joaquins.
Yeah, and then taking a shuttle, right?
Yep.
Let's see. Meet and greet in LA. That would be great.
That's
too.
a good choice too.
Yeah, that's where Alexa's at.
We could do one West Coast when we're out visiting our daughter, and one East Coast when we're visiting our son in Chicago.
Yeah. I think we can make that happen. Probably LA, Chicago, or in DC.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
this is a good question from Laura. What does Amtrak do in a case of a tornado warning? They stopped the train.
They stopped the train.
And we just
And
we
you sit
had
there.
we had that happen, and we just
did.
sat there.
Mm-hmm.
The video is not out yet, but I did get out of the train to go see if I could spot the tornado, and it was pouring down there.
He came back in and he looked like he had walked into the shower fully clothed and just walked right back out. I was like, why did you go out there?
Well, they said we could get out and get some fresh air.
There was nothing fresh about it. He was like battening down. I mean, there were like, the strange thing is that we were stopped on like these tracks that were over like this river or something, and literally just like full trees were just going by underneath the train. It was really quite bizarre. You'll see when the video comes out. It's going to be pretty interesting. But in the case of a tornado warning, they do pay attention, so they stopped well ahead of where the warning area was.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, if it was going to come closer to us, maybe they would have backed up the train. I don't know. But they did stop us well before the tornado warning area.
Yeah, they have to be looking out way ahead. Let's see.
I'm sure same thing for, hurricanes.
Following from South Africa, great advice. Thank you. We would love
awesome.
to get to South Africa. Haven't made it there yet.
That is on our bucket list. We got to get over there.
Yeah. Deborah says, Philadelphia 30th Street Station is amazing. We missed that one.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't been there yet. We were supposed to go, and then the whole thing happened.
Got switched around, yeah.
Yeah.
We missed it, but it's still on our list. We got to get over there and see.
Hi from Seattle, one of our favorite cities. We were just talking about how to get there.
He was talking about how to get there, and he was looking at Airbnbs to stay in.
Yeah.
We do like Seattle quite a bit.
Seattle is expensive. I have to admit that. Cynthia saying she's going on the Odyssey in a couple weeks. Odyssey of the Seas, this is. Royal Caribbean. We think it's the safest time ever to go on a cruise. What do you think? We just got off 2, and yeah, I think it was pretty safe. We were supposed to go on the Odyssey, and we didn't get to go because they are now requiring a test before you get on, and we were not going to have enough time to do it, so we had to cancel, sadly.
So because of timing, we were fine with doing the test. We just didn't have enough time to get it done because we had booked back-to-back cruises, but then they changed the, what you needed to get on, and so bummer, we had to cancel it, but we ended up going on the Carnival Magic, so that worked out well.
Yeah.
But we still have the Odyssey of the Seas on our list. We just aren't going to get to it just yet.
The next question is from your dad.
Oh, gosh.
So, hi to Allie's dad.
Hi, Dad.
And
Hi, Mom.
And he wants to know when you're going to go to Las Vegas.
Oh, he wants me to take him. My dad really wants to go to
he
Las
wants to
Vegas.
go to Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, I
He
see.
really wants to go to Las Vegas. I'm going to take you to Las Vegas, Dad.
There's no
Hang
train.
in
There's
there.
no train there yet.
I know. We're going to have to fly, Dad. Are you okay with flying?
Yeah.
Say hi to my dad.
Okay, I didn't know he wanted
It's
to
like
go.
a family reunion on here.
I
We
didn't
had
know.
Alexa, our daughter, on here, my mom and dad, and I know your mom and dad are watching too. Hi,
Yeah.
mom and other
Hi,
mom and dad.
Let's see. Brenda's saying she took the Adirondack from New York City to Montreal, and it was beautiful. That is on our list of ones
I've
to do.
heard that one's beautiful. I can't wait
Yeah.
to do that one.
Exactly. During the pandemic, is it safer to take a bedroom on Amtrak or to fly? I'm scared of COVID. Definitely a bedroom on Amtrak is way safer than flying. Because you could essentially on Amtrak bedroom, we just did one. You could get on the train, only talk to your cabin attendant, the room attendant. You don't even have to go eat in the dining room. They'll bring all your meals right to your room, put them on your table, and you can eat. And if you don't even want the room attendant in there, you can just tell them, drop it off outside the door and I'll get it.
Yep.
You would have a bathroom in there. And if you make up your own room, they don't even have to come in.
Yep.
You could go the whole 24 hours and not even see anybody face to face if if that was your main concern.
Yeah.
So definitely flying, you could not do that. They're
Definitely not.
It's like the exact opposite. Judith says she loved the cruise vlog, so thank you.
Thank you, Judith.
Yes. Let's see. Simple Joy checking out Moynihan. You have to check out Moynihan.
Yes.
Train station. Easily the best train station in the country, right?
Yes. And when you're there, tell Mac that we sent you and tell him we said hi.
Yeah, the staff there are subscribers to the channel.
They're awesome.
They
will take really good care of you.
Let's see. Lance is going on the Silver Star from Winter Haven.
Oh,
I'm going to New York, and it's been 30 years since I've been on one.
Aw.
Wow, that's going to be fun.
You're going to love it, Lance.
Yeah, we're going on, is it the Silver Star or Silver Meteor next week?
Star.
We're going to be on the Silver Star next
Yes.
week. Yeah, it's
We
great.
did Silver Meteor this week, but next week we'll be on the Silver Star.
Everybody's saying hi to your dad. Here.
Oh.
Do you have guest reward? Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
And you definitely need to sign up for guest rewards.
Mm-hmm.
If not only for the fact that when you do so, you will get an email the day that any sale starts. That's the number one reason.
Mm-hmm.
Number two reason is you get all kinds of points and you get free trips.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of special things. Just make sure you sign up because it works. It works out well for you.
Josh says he felt totally safe in both the roomette and the bedroom. So I have to agree. We have been doing that same thing and felt really safe. Bedroom, don't know if it's an option from Tampa to New York City. Yeah, Tampa to New York City would be a
Viewliner.
It's a Viewliner.
Yes.
That's actually the best one.
Yes.
I can't remember which one it is. It's either the Silver Star or the Silver Meteor. One of those.
Tampa is the Silver Star.
It's the longer one.
That goes across.
Yeah. It's one of those two.
Okay, now I can't remember.
They're so confusing
one of those two
because they're named like one word apart.
Right, and the route is very similar until they get to Orlando, and then one breaks off.
Yeah, so
to Tampa.
That's going to be 20 something hours, but that's good.
Yeah.
Any tips for solo travel from New Jersey? On
For
Amtrak?
solo travel, honestly, I think that solo travel is perfectly fine on Amtrak, even in coach. I don't really, I've seen lots of ladies, not just young ladies, but older ladies too. I saw a lady with a cane, using some assistance from the attendants, traveling on her own, and I've seen all types of solo travelers, and I don't think it's a problem. I've not, the conductor and the attendants are all there to help you, and if you have any trouble whatsoever, they're ready to guide you, and you have access to red cap service if you need that. So there's all kinds of stuff there for you, so I wouldn't be concerned.
Okay, so now your mom's asking a question.
Okay.
But it's in Spanish, so you'll have to read it.
My mom wants to know when we're going to come and see them.
Yeah. I don't know. Soon, hopefully.
Soon, Mom. We're going to be there soon. But we love you. Mwah.
Keep that bedroom free. Don't give it away.
That's right. Don't let my nieces in there.
Yeah,
my nieces sleep in our room in their house.
Yeah. Someone is saying here, I want a room with both a bathroom and a shower in a room with no sharing. So you're going to want a bedroom, not a roomette. You want to get a bedroom.
And you can get that on both the Superliner and the Viewliner. So if you're on the East Coast only, those are going to be your Viewliners. Going out west, that's going to be your Superliners for the most part. And the bedroom is going to be about the same in both.
Yeah. So Marvin is asking, how do we, basically why do we take the train instead of drive? If we're photographers and you can get the better views driving, it is true, and we do rent a car from time to time.
Yes.
Like if we're going to go see the Grand Canyon or do the stargazing.
And we did, like Rob said, we did a camper van trip for a whole month.
Yeah.
Drove all over the West, including going up into Yellowstone. And actually, we started up in Yellowstone and ended up in Yosemite and went all through Utah. So we do a lot of driving too. It's just we like to break it up too. Plus, these days, it's so challenging to rent cars and so much more expensive that we would just rather take the train if we can. But we do like to rent a car when we're going to do some photography.
Yeah. So Joe is asking for a advice on a trip to the West Coast out of Chicago.
Okay.
That would definitely be the California Zephyr. That's the best route in the whole country. And Chicago to basically San Francisco, Emeryville.
Yep.
You could also go to Seattle on the Empire Builder, also very nice. And you could do the Southwest Chief to LA.
Right.
But the Zephyr is the best.
It's definitely the best.
Yeah. Let's see. I heard you can buy an Amtrak pass when traveling coach that allows station lounge access and shower access. So you can buy a pass to the Metropolitan Lounges. Trying to think if they have showers though.
No, I've not seen a station that has showers in it. And I don't know if you mean the showers on the train, but you can't access those unless you have sleeper car accommodations.
Yeah.
So you can get the Metropolitan Lounge passes though. I want to say they're around $35.
Yeah. But Moynihan in New York is $50.
Yes.
Because they have so much food.
Yeah. It's worth it.
Brennan's saying, have you visited Disney and Universal? We just went to Disney.
Yes.
Land?
We went to Disneyland. So I grew up in Florida, and I've been to Disney World probably 100 times in my whole life. Been a lot, but went to Disneyland for the very first time, and we actually took Amtrak to Disneyland. There's nowhere we are not willing to go on Amtrak. So we do have a video of that. We actually took Alexa, our daughter, who just moved out there. We took her with us took her to Disneyland for the first time. And so that was a lot of fun. So yes.
All About Love says, hi guys, and hi, glad you made it to a live too. Would it be worth it to take Amtrak for 3 days with 3 transfers or just fly? That's a good question. So it kind of depends on your situation. If you are really just trying to get there, it's probably better just to fly because that's a lot of back and forth. But if you're okay with like just the experience, so the Amtrak part of it would be, it's just the experience of it. Like it's we're not trying to get somewhere quickly because you may be late, you may have a delay, you may have this.
Right.
Then definitely do Amtrak if you're okay with that and you have that time.
Yeah.
And it's something you always wanted to do. So. Anthony, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thanks, Anthony.
Let's see. Check out Worldwide Railfan for a great comprehensive video about Amtrak equipment upgrade plans through 2030. Yeah, there are a lot of great equipment upgrades coming. And if you've seen those new locomotives, they're beautiful. They're beautiful, and you're gonna love it. I mean, if you hear one's gonna be in your area, go see it. Because they're beautiful.
All right, you want to do a last few questions?
Yeah, we'll try to go
do
rapid
like a
fire
lightning
here.
round here of questions before we
Okay, Slam Dunk says, do you think USA Rail Pass is a good deal or is it too uncomfortable for 30 days? It is a great deal, but you do have to it depends on how comfortable you are flying and sleeping in coach. We personally have a hard time sleeping in coach, so we don't really do it. But if you can sleep on a plane, then you can sleep on a train, and it would be a great deal for you.
Yes.
Amtrak safer than flying? I would say so, yes. I think it would be safer. It would be nice if you could do the Via Rail Canadian. Yes. Yeah, that's the one we want to do in Canada.
We're eyeing that one. We love it.
Let's see. Patricia says Chicago Metro Lounge has showers. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Did not know that.
I didn't see those.
Yeah.
They must be downstairs,
they must be downstairs
somewhere.
We always go sit upstairs.
Yeah, I'll have to explore that. Thank you, Patricia.
Yes, thank you. Do you travel on Amtrak in the winter? If so, what are your favorite destinations? We haven't done a ton in the winter, not for any bad reason. We've just been other places. But we wanted to do the Zephyr in the winter. That is definitely...
Yes, we've done it in the fall. We've done it in the summer. We'd like to do it in the winter because I think it's going to be really pretty.
Yes. Love your content from Portugal. Hi, Portugal. We love your country.
Yes.
We'd love to get there,
You are
too.
also on our list of places to visit.
Let's see. Karima says, went to Moynihan and stayed at the Fairfield Inn Suites right across from Moynihan, and it was a good experience. Yeah, that is a great hotel.
That's actually the one that we stayed at. You literally walk right out the door and you're right across the street from it.
Yeah, you do not need to bring your own toilet paper, that's for sure.
All right, last two.
Yeah,
Last one?
no, you don't need to bring toilet paper on Amtrak. They have plenty. Did the Zephyr in 2005, great trip, and another one awaits. Yeah, I hope you do that, Zephyr. It is amazing, and I still do want to get to South Africa.
Yes.
So we're gonna wrap it up there, and thank you everyone for coming. We should be able to do lives a little more frequently now that we're not on a cruise in the middle of the ocean.
Outside of this next week. So this week, just keep an eye out. We'll be posting on our stories and on our Instagram when we'll be doing the next one. Should be in 2 weeks. So we'll be on the cruise this week, and then we'll be hanging out in Orlando for a couple weeks, and then some other fun stuff. Thank you guys for coming along. You guys are so funny. And thank you for joining our family reunion today. We'll see you guys on the next live. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Let's see.